So this is part 2 of Jovonnta Murphy death on what really happened. So what we left off on he's at the back seat of the car and he's at some type of mechanical shop and he's handcuffed at this point. You know, he's been handcuffed ever since he was in the back seat. And he's looking and he sees the trigger happy cop and tall cop talking to a male figure that was like big and he had a mohawk bun. And at some point, they're having a conversation. Obviously, Jovonnta can't hear what they're saying, and I didn't hear what they were saying. But they're having a conversation, and it's like he's looking at them at an angle, right, at the corner. That's where they're at. And at some point, a trigger happy cop, I guess, pointed at the car, and that's when the bigger male looked back at the car, and Jovonnta saw that. So he was just like, okay, what's going on? Jovonnta is confused at this point because he's thinking that he was going to the police station, but they stopped at a mechanical shop. So that's when the bigger male went in the driver's seat. He went to the driver's seat. The trigger happy cop went to the passenger seat. Tall cop stayed behind. So that's when Jovonnta is like, okay, what's happening at this point? Bigger Mel turned on the car and they left the shop. That's when I see the next scene. They're at some type of bridge. This bridge is it's not like a big bridge. It's like a small bridge. Like most cars don't really pass by. So I don't know where they're at this point. He died in California. I'm not from there, so I don't know what happened, what this location is, I should say. But so I'm seeing that they're outside the car on the bridge, and like the bigger male is roughing Jovonnta up, like trying to like scare him. But Jovonnta is still handcuffed. But he's like, I guess, trying to intimidate him, trying to force him to say that he had something to do with Pop Smoke death. And he's like, no, I had nothing to do with it. And the trigger happy cop just watching, okay? I guess the trigger happy cop wanted the bigger male to intimidate him, to confess or say something. But Jovonnta is like, no. Like, Jovonnta is trying to like get away from the bigger male, but he's still handcuffed. And that's when the bigger male turned him over the bridge. They're on a bridge. I don't know where this bridge is located, but it's like no cars passing by at all. It's just them. Okay, and then there's water. So I don't know what type of bridge this is. And again, Jovonnta is handcuffed, and he's like looking, like, what the heck? And then again, the bigger male is roughing him up, trying to scare him to like, you know, say, oh, you did something or you had something, like, I guess, coerce him. Jovonnta is not even saying anything. At this point, Jovonnta is like, what the hell? Like, he's afraid for his life. He don't know what's happening, why they're doing this. And somehow, I don't know what happened at this point because it just happened so quick. The bigger male lost his grip on Jovonnta, and Jovonnta slipped. Like, he fell face forward inside the water. He fell face forward off the bridge. He's still handcuffed. That's when trigger happy cop was like looking over, like, what the, why? And he was yelling at the bigger male. The bigger male looked shocked, like, and they both jumped in the car, and bigger male drove, and they drove off. I thought they was gonna stop, you know. No, they drove off, and I'm at Jovonta's point of view, and he's in the water. He's still handcuffed, and he's like, he's handcuffed, so he's drowning. He can't move. He can't, like, he's wiggly, but he cannot. He drowned. Okay, he drowned. I felt the last moment, like, I saw that when he passed away, the moment that he passed away inside the water, he drowned. He didn't have no air, and he died. I thought it was just over from that point, but no, it was not over, you guys. I thought So apparently, Jovonnta Murphy's death was an accident. They didn't plan on killing him. They wanted to scare him. When we got to the I guess it switched to nighttime because they came back. But the bigger guy didn't come back. It was the trigger happy cop and a new male. I don't know who this person is. Trigger happy cop, I guess, paid this male because of what I saw. So this male that I see is tall and he looks older. And he had a barrel or some type of, I don't know what this, what is it called? A barrel? I believe it's called a barrel. He was carrying a barrel. And I see the flashlight. They was going through the woods. They went through some type of woods, and they went to by the water, and they see Jovonta's body. Okay, and that's when they both put Jovonta's body inside the barrel. The new guy, who's tall and look older, and then Trigger Happy Cop. They put him inside the body, and they close the lid. And then the tall guy that's older, he's like, okay, I'm done. Like, you wanted the barrel, we put him in there, I gotta go. So he didn't want no parts of that. He just brought him the barrel and helped him get in there. And before he left, they did like a handshake, and then Trigger Happy Cop gave him something. I'm gonna say that for me, just in case for investigation purposes. But they did some type of transaction. Tall, older male left. Okay, so now it's just Trigger Happy Cop. He took a cigarette and started smoking. Trigger Happy Cop, smoke. He was just smoking, and he just looked at the barrel, and he rolled it. He rolled the barrel. He tried to like push it as far as he can, but it was still like, it didn't go deep in the water or nothing. It was still like noticeable. You could still see it. So at this point, he's just like, whatever. But he was just smoking. He was just looking at it. He was just looking at the barrel, and that's when he just left. He went back in the car. The tall guy with the gentleman, he was in the car. He was just in the passenger side waiting for Trigger Happy Cop. Trigger Happy Cop went inside, turned the car on, and they left. So, with that being said, what happened with Jovonnta Murphy, it looks like it was an accident. But it's like every action has a reaction. Like, all this thing this whole case, the death of Pop Smoke and the death of Jovonnta Murphy was pointless. It was senseless on the cops' part. Like, it's just ridiculous. They did not deserve to die that way. They did not even deserve to die. Seriously. It was just, these cops were so ignorant, especially the Trigger Happy Cop, very dumb, so ignorant and foolish. They killed 2 innocent souls because they were greedy. It all comes down to greed and ignorance and foolishness. You guys, please share Jovonnta Murphy's story on what really happened. I really hope that I explained it the best way that I can for you guys to understand. I didn't want to explain every little detail because I could go on and on. I didn't want it to be like that, so I wanted to keep certain stuff to myself for investigation purposes. Okay, if they pick this up. So what I want to say is, these cops didn't plan to kill these people, but they did. Trigger Happy Cop had a hand in both deaths. Tall Cop and Quiet Cop, they had a hand on Pop Smoke death. But overall, it's all 3 of them. I don't know their names right now, but that is the story. That is the story of what happened to Pop Smoke. That is the story of what happened to Jovonnta Murphy. This is their case. This is their death. Please share their story. Please. The world needs to know. Justice needs to be had.